What we're gonna do is we're gonna work from standing to ground, okay? And we're gonna work on getting into positions that I believe are the most high percentage for taking your opponent down to the mat and finishing your opponent, okay? Going from standing to ground. And a lot of the things that we emphasize is when we get the fight to the ground, your goals should be, okay, as far as efficiency goes and high percentage in winning, you want to get chest to chest and chest to back positions, okay? So the whole sport of jiu-jitsu is centered around the idea of working your way, progressing through a series of positions to get into the two most dominant positions in the sport, which are the mounted position, chest to chest, or the back position, chest to back. And of course, there's a bunch of different ways along the way from both bottom position and top position that you can finish your partner. But as far as control goes, as far as highest percentage of finishes, okay, as far as the situations that most win and lose matches down on the floor, the whole sport is centered around getting to those two positions, okay? Those are the highest scores in the sport, and those are the positions that there's no further place you can go besides submission. So of course you can finish your training partner on the legs, Kimuras, bottom position, etc. But ultimately, the basis of the sport, both on a sport aspect, on a self-defense aspect, on a mixed martial arts aspects, they will score those positions, okay, the highest. Okay, so that's going to be the focus on today is how do we get from standing to ground and get to those situations. So what we want to emphasize is techniques to take the mat to the ground that prioritize control after the takedown. So where we're going to start, okay, is we're going to start off in this position here, okay, and we're going to work backwards, but I want you guys to get this position down first, where I go in and I have an underhook and I have my hands, okay, locked around my training partner's waist. So we're going to start off with a front body lock situation here, okay. Why do we prioritize, okay, the body lock? Well, first of all, it gives us the opportunity to lock our hands, okay? And locked hands will always be stronger than unlocked hands, okay? So that's one thing. The second thing is that, yes, we like attacks that take our training partner down at the legs, singles, doubles, etc. But we want to think about control after the takedown. And a lot of times when we take somebody down with a single leg or a double leg, we don't control the hips and the upper body, and so what ends up happening is it creates a scramble, and your training partner, you can use a lot of energy, and your training partner can still stand up. So upper body grips and upper body takedowns, okay, are going to give us more control once the fight hits the ground, okay? So that's why we like to prioritize the upper body. And normally what we'll do is we'll use standard leg attacks as a gateway to the upper body, okay? So we're going to start off in this body lock situation here. Okay, and from here, let's understand what our goals are. Okay, your training partner is almost going to always have a whizzer. Okay, if he doesn't have a whizzer, it's an easy route to your training partner's back. So your partner will have a whizzer for this situation here. Okay, now as far as our body positioning goes, we lock our hands. We want to try as best as we can to pull the lock of our hands tight and around the corner in like so, and we pinch in nice and tight here. So think about getting your forearm to your partner's floating rib and pinching in here. Now let's talk about our legs, okay? Our legs, okay, we want to position our leg in one of two places, our lead leg. If your training partner's leg is back, like it is now, we are always going to position our knee to the inside of our partner's knee. If, on the other hand, his leg comes in front of my leg, we always want to think about taking our leg, okay, and creating a shelf, okay, behind my training partner's hips. So we step behind and we create a shelf here. Okay, and the last most important thing here is going to be our head position. We want to actively push with our head. Okay, so our ear is always going to be in front of our training partner's chest and shoulder, and we're going to be looking to push, okay, with our head here. In this case, I'm pushing backwards, and again, I'm creating that shelf. My hips are lower than my partner's hips. When I'm in front, this leg's back, good. From here, my ear is still pushing into my partner, okay, and we step in behind, okay, and from here we focus on tight head position. So our head's never going to be out here. We're always going to have a head inside. So the first takedown we're going to look at is uki goshi, where I step in on my partner, okay, and I'm able to get this leg, okay, on the inside. So he's going to take this leg back in athletic stance, good, whizzer in place, good, and we're in here. So I come in and I start by locking my hands here, okay? The more you can lock wrist to wrist, the better, but at the bare minimum, you want to be palm to palm. For this one, this grip's not going to be so good. So you want to be palm to palm or wrist to wrist. And I step deep with this leg in here. Okay, so I'm going to take this lunge position here. Okay, now once I get here, again, head position, leg position, okay, and locked hands. Training partner is going to have a tight whizzer in, okay, and from here what we want to do is we're going to take our training partner in a forwards direction. My goal is to take this hand and touch it on the floor. So when we go in, we initially step in with our toes pointed in on my partner like this. So my toes are going to be pointing towards my partner. Ultimately, what we want to do is we want to start taking this leg off the floor. So as I step in, we step, and I start a circling motion that takes my body into this position. You can see that I'm starting to elevate my partner's leg here. Now everything's facing the same direction. He's facing this way, I'm facing this way. So we started off chest to chest, and then we turn. Now, right from here, we start a circling action. So I'm going to jab this foot in, and I'm going to circle with this leg until his hand touches the floor. It's going to take a few steps. So as I step in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and his hand touches the floor. Step. Good, like this. The second the hand touches the floor, we're going to get one of two reactions. If your training partner keeps his whizzer in, we just keep circling him until his back goes to the floor. So we circle, 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 and we step in and we finish on top, chest to chest half guard, okay? Because you have the half guard, when he tries to stand up and move, you control the body lock and you control him in half guard. So it's very difficult for him to heist, okay? So now from this position, we can start controlling our training partner down on the mat, and we can start working our way, okay, into our guard passes. So we get the takedown points, and now we're in a good position to pass. So we can very easily accumulate points off of the takedown. If, on the other hand, in a common reaction, your training partner doesn't want to give the takedown, we step in, 1, we circle, 2. Now from here, the hand touches the floor, and to not put his back on the floor, the only thing he can do is remove the whizzer. So as we circle, the whizzer comes out. Very common situation. And we finish in this 4-point stance, where wide stance. Good, like this. We finish in a 4-point stance with our chest on our partner's back. From here, I don't want to stay in this position where my knee is in front of my partner's knee. I never, while he's standing, want to go to a seatbelt, okay, because I'm going to slip off the top. So we keep our 2 hands behind, make a strong base, good. And now from here, we're going to circle till I can get my knee, step, step, good. Good, we're going to circle until I get my knee behind my partner's knee like this. Deep, tight waist in this position. Other hand comes in, and now I sag on, stay up, step. Good. Now I sag on my partner's leg. So stay here, stay. Good, yeah, make a strong base and sit on your heels, good, like this. So we're going to get in this position, and we're going to hang, okay? My knee behind my partner's knee, and I never put this foot here, okay? Because if I put my foot inside, a good guy can reach, grab the legs, roll into my legs, okay? So from here, what we do is we keep our knee behind, but our foot here, like this, okay? And now we're just gonna, for now, we're gonna learn how to take the back and break our partner down from this position. But for now, we're gonna finish either chest to chest half guard or chest to back, riding our partner, okay? You have to learn how to ride your partner. He's gonna wanna stand up. The way he's gonna do that is by walking the hands back, exactly, and trying to stand up. So if I don't have weight on my partner and I'm just standing here, he can stand up easy. So what I want to do is I want to take this position and I want to straddle my partner's leg hanging here. I always want to be careful not to sit on my partner's knee because you can damage the knee, okay? So we just hang and we point our knees in, okay? And we focus on driving off of the back foot and putting weight onto the hands. So as I'm in this position, this is where we are. His knee's safe. When he tries to stand up, we drive weight onto the hands, okay? And we make it difficult for him, okay, to stand up. So one more time. We take a body lock position and we come in. Our first move, uki goshi. I get my knee inside of my training partner's knee like this. We lock up and we start to circle and stab this foot in. 1, 2, 3. If a hand comes out, we keep the body lock. We take a deep grip, elbow deep like this, and I can't stay here because I'm going to get countered. So we lock right there underneath the chest. We take our hand right there behind, and we take this position here, and we hang. Our knee behind the knee, and our foot down on the floor, driving forward onto the hands. And we just hang. So now he's carrying all of my body weight. If, on the other hand, your partner keeps the whizzer, we step in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we keep rotating him until he goes to the floor. If he doesn't keep the whizzer in, just keep rotating, okay, until his back touches the floor. Now we're on top, half guard position, chest to chest half guard, and now it's very difficult for your training partner to stand up, can't avoid the score.